gotta push it.
Just gotta push it. Gotta push the button.
Just gotta push the button.
And there it is. And there it is. There she blows. Stalker.
We got living like Claire. Lush for life. Simplify. Miss Neona, Ginger Rose, Vienna Sausage, Amanda, Kitty, Mary, Smoking Reptile, Suburban Hillbilly,
Check my oil, please. Oh. It's
Dolphin,
Natasha's birthday. Yay.
Green Gables, Tracy, Donna, Symbolize homesteading the pioneer way from Mississippi, Lonely Prepper. Yeah,
I need to get in touch with him. He needs to come down and visit.
Yeah, I already crossed that thing.
Yeah.
Yes, I dropped the ball.
No, I
Yes.
mentioned it to you.
No,
Yes.
no, you dropped the ball.
Smile, Felicia, is good for your health.
I know you ain't talking about smiling, Felicia. I know you ain't. Charlotte Willis, Felicia, Mr. Body Oil, Wendy Phillips, and there's always one. Perceiving a Life.
That's a new one.
I think they were in the other day.
Okay, well.
I wear aprons!
Laura's here. Hey, Laura.
Where are you at again, MPA? I wear aprons? Because we might be able to go see them if we ever go up. When we
She's
go
on
up.
the other side. Hey, Sherry's here.
Hey, Laura.
There it
Deep South.
Deep South. Let's see.
See, I think Wanda has learned that because of my memory.
Uh-huh.
Wanda will tell me stuff that she doesn't want to tell anybody else to know about to get it off her chest.
Uh-huh.
Like she has this favorite show, and she told me what show it was, but I can't remember it for the life of me.
Oh, you're in the other day too. Okay.
Told you.
Sorry.
Bee lady. Ding 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 ding
Amanda?
ding 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 ding.
Let some people come in.
Okay, so while we're waiting on folks to get in, Professor.
We didn't have a whole lot of people on Instagram today.
It'll be alright. You'll get over it. Recycled Cottage. Sunny Batch Bayou. Hey, y'all. That's a new one.
That's a new one.
35 miles north of
Harrisburg.
Harrisburg. Don't we have to go through Harrisburg?
I don't remember. I know. Kitty, you didn't take any guesses today.
Wolf Walker.
I'll tell you, I only
sir.
had one person get it right tonight.
So that means I get 2 giveaways in the...
Nope, I'm being stingy. I'm not giving any away because nobody wanted to go over to Instagram.
Alright, I'll give them away then. What's up, Stacy?
Nope, got my feelings hurt.
I don't... you hurt my feelings all day today anyway. So, there it is. Simply 7 in the house.
I glanced at the clues but couldn't figure it out. Hi, Dave.
So, let's talk about the old contest we got going on right now because of all the issues that we had Saturday night. What's up, D?
All this dirt?
Okay, so we are... What's up, Oldest Dirt? We are giving away 2 tickets to the conference in October in Virginia.
Is he really wearing a shirt that says "Trust me"?
Yeah, it says, "Trust me, I'm a superhero." Alright, so this is how the contest works. Okay? All this week, including today's started with today's video. We're playing, instead of it being Where's Waldo, we're playing
Where is Dessa?
Where's Ladessa?
Alderman has a question.
No, it didn't. I got all kinds of confused with the bit rates and stuff, so I'm going to play with it this week. Hopefully I'll have it good to go for Wednesdays. But, so we're going to be playing Where's Ladessa? And so what you have to do is find Ladessa.
Okay. Hold on. Everybody pay attention to the rules.
Yes, because some people still send their oil guesses to the wrong email address.
She said she tried. It kicked it out.
Please. Okay. Here we go. This is the rules.
Adorable. I love it. Don't look at me like that. We got
just,
all night. All night. Go ahead.
What's that on your hand? Let me see that. What's that? What do you got? Right
punch you in the nose.
Really?
Uh-huh. You better get over there and tell everybody what. Uh-oh. Now, tell everybody the rules.
Okay, so here's the rules. You don't mess with that, or you will get the hose.
Uh-huh. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so here's the rules. Ladessa.
That looked funny.
This is why we don't have friends.
Okay, go ahead. Ladessa.
Ladessa is going to be in every one of our videos, not the thumbnails, but the video. You have to find where she's at. Write it down. Write down the name of the video. Write down the where she's at, her location, where she's at.
Right.
Once you find her, then just put that off to the side. Then on Saturday, we'll go through all week that way. Then Saturday, our video will come out at 7 o'clock in the morning. Okay? You have until 3 o'clock in the afternoon to email us.
All of them.
All
at
of
one
them.
time.
At one time. If you email me 6 or 7 different guesses for each day,
I'm not gonna be able to keep. I'm not
you're
gonna be able to keep up with
disqualified.
all of them. So
You're
make it easy
disqualified.
on us.
So keep that to the one thing. And then after Saturday, after 7 a.m., after you watch that last video, boom, you have till 3 p.m.
Right, to get them in.
And then we're going to put everybody's name in this hat that gets it all correct. This hat right here. Then, on our Saturday live show, we're going to reach in there and we're going to pull out the old name. And whoever gets it won the tickets. So.
I'm going to be dissed then. Yep. All right. So, let's see. Let's go through some of these.
I can eat this one.
Yes, you can.
Is it hot too?
No.
Okay, good.
The hat with no hair under it. Yeah, I shaved his head, see?
Figured after 12 years, she would know not to mess with the hat.
Who is Ladessa? That's our youngest.
That is our youngest.
She's in... Oh, hey, James. I didn't see... Is he in here?
No.
Oh.
He's not in here. I haven't seen him.
No.
But anyway. Ladessa is our youngest daughter.
Yeah, Big Bear's littlest bear.
She looks like me.
Yes.
Without the facial hair.
Right. And better looking. So, yeah. What if you do the t-shirt guesses and pull one from the hat? I don't get it. She's being silly.
Uh-huh. So.
Okay. Ask before you take the oil. He already did. Oh, okay. Okay, so now let's talk about these clues that nobody got today.
Blues, clues, booze. Nobody won?
One person.
Who?
I think she's in here.
Who?
Vienna.
Vienna sausage won?
Yes. She was the only one who got it right.
And she should be disqualified.
Why?
Because I did one of them crazy Facebook quizzes.
Uh-huh.
And it said my war cry was by the power of Grayskull. And she was like, "You're doing it wrong. It's by the power of the homestead."
Well, she's right.
I know.
Okay. So, the very first clue was a picture of a Play-Doh head. Not Play-Doh, but Plato statue. So that was the first clue. The second clue...
Yeah, and who was the one who asked if it was me?
No, didn't ask if it was you, said it reminded them of you.
Who was that?
I don't know who they are on
Okay, I just thought they might have had the same name.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But, Only Loud Silence is the name of this. But I don't know if who Only Loud Silence is on there.
Oh, okay.
But anyway.
Anyway.
So, the first clue was Plato.
Plato.
She said, oh, I thought it was Zeus. No, this was Plato. Okay. The second clue was a crown. A king's crown. Okay. And then the third and final clue was a...
No, that's funny.
That is funny. Essential oil salad dressing. You know, we could hook that up. That would be pretty cool.
A two-booty.
Uh-huh. Okay, so that was, and the second one was a crown. And then that was funny. It was Ginger.
Hey, Tara.
The third and final clue was a toothbrush sitting on top of a jar of pesto.
Yeah. Could you be any more vague?
No, I can't.
So,
I tried.
does anybody want to take a guess?
Now that I've given you all the clues.
Now that we've given you all the clues.
Pickle relish. No, it wasn't pickle relish. Everybody's a comedian when it ain't in your mouth. See, but I like ginger, so it doesn't bother me. There it is.
Donna S.
I thought it was pickle relish. Well, I made sure to not, because I did not Basil. There's Old as Dirt. So Old as Dirt and who was the other one?
I don't know.
Old as Dirt and
Donna S. Old as Dirt and Donna S.
Okay.
Old as Dirt and Donna S. Old as Dirt and Donna S.
Old as Dirt. Donna S. and
Vienna.
Right.
Plus, I'm probably going to give a couple more away tonight.
I guess I know what I'm ordering today. Okay. So, the oil that Play-Doh brushed his teeth with. Exactly. Okay, so let me explain the clues real quick. What?
Okay.
Basil, the reason for the Play-Doh was there was a play called The Influence of Play-Doh on Saint Basil. The word basil, the Greek for basil, is basilium, and that means king. And yay! I am so glad to hear that. Woody the Prepper said, first try, lavender and rosemary relieve the cat's headache. Thank you. It's awesome. Love to hear that. Okay. Yes, I can, Susan. I can absolutely do that because I already have, I think I have 3 for you. So I can do that. All right. Then
No.
as far as the toothpaste and the toothpaste and the toothbrush and the pesto. Obviously, basil is in pesto. It's one of the main ingredients in pesto. And as far bazillion dollars, and then the toothpaste is, or the toothbrush is because basil is actually really good for oral health.
Not tonight. Lush life.
Okay, so let's get this ball rolling.
Rolling. Gotta
All right.
get the bally rolling.
So as far as basil goes, oh wait, you want to go ahead and try it?
Whirr.
Who got it next after me? Donna, don't worry about that. You and I'll figure something else out.
Here we go. We're gonna dit. Here we go. What? What are you not telling me?
I just know it's very strong. And the reason I know that is because I have used basil a lot in cooking. And if
like
you're not if you're using this oil to cook with, you have to be very careful because it will overpower your entire
meal
with one drop. Okay. This is one of those just kind of like oregano. Okay.
Down to the beach I'm strolling.
Man, I wish y'all could smell it in here. It is like, it's all in the room. It's very strong. Yeah, it is strong.
I'm gonna go ahead and brush my teeth.
Love the smell of... I am giving it to Old as Dirt. She was in next and I got her, but I have 3. So, Donna, real quick, did you get your package? Because I never heard back from you if you got it.
Oh, what's up, lost dude?
It's really strong, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you chewed on like a whole plant.
I think I need that cow's butt I was telling Tommy about.
Have you done a spearmint class? No, not yet. I guess the problem with spearmint, Sherry, is that I don't like the smell of it. It makes me nauseous. So I haven't bought spearmint for that reason. So, no, basil is not hot like oregano. Now, tell me, though, I've never actually put a drop. Is it burning? It's not burning, is it?
Yeah, the tongue is a little warm.
But not like oregano.
But not like, what was it last week that lit me on fire?
Fennel? No, fennel didn't.
You gave me a hot one.
Oh, yeah, it was fennel.
Oh. Ooh, excuse me.
Came in. All right. Let's see. So, could I put 1 drop of oil and a bunch of spinach to make a really good pesto? Probably. I would think it actually would be pretty effective. Because pesto is a really strong basil taste. So, you probably could do a, with spinach, it would probably be, and then some Parmesan and maybe just a little bit of garlic. Garlic, Parmesan, and just a little bit of carrier oil would be really good. Have a delicious ginger chew. No. He did that one, and that one burned his mouth, too. Yeah. Oh, no, it was thyme. Thyme was the one that got you. Not fennel. That's right. Fennel was the one that tastes like anise, that tastes like...
black licorice.
It was thyme on my side. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
You know what? We need to go visit Tommy Alderman, and we need to do an oils class from his spot.
And give him some ginger oil.
No, give him the one for the hemorrhoids.
Baby, there's a lot for hemorrhoids. I just don't tell you about all of them. Yeah, pine nuts too. That's right. I forgot about pine nuts. But yeah, that would be a really good. I think that would be. Yeah. Get the peanut butter. This is not. It's just
it's
strong.
not hot. It's just strong.
It's very strong. It's just really strong. That's all. I mean, like he's already closed the bottle and it is still in the air. One drop. Now, one thing I will tell you, and we'll get back to this, but you notice that it gets rid of foul odor. Like any kind of odor, it completely takes over. So now it's kind of a neutral. I mean, it's still basil smelling,
So
but
I
it
can
will
smoke my pipe
dissipate.
again.
Not right now, but maybe later. But what this does, it's basil. What it is really good at doing is killing bacteria in the air. So if you know that people are getting sick, it's hot in here.
Oh.
Jason, he offered you pork, and this is what you say, dude. So if you take the basil and put it in like your diffuser, it's supposed to be really good for like if you've got people being sick or whatever.
See, I don't understand. Me and Tommy got a pretty decent relationship. He's kind of like my uncle.
Susan, I don't know what email address right now. What email address you're sending it to? That would be my first question, because I think people sometimes drop the S off. So we gotta just tell me what you're sending it to, and we'll see. All right. So basil can be applied topically, internally, and aromatically. Topically, it can be applied neat. However, like I always tell you guys.
That is so weird that they call it neat.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Don't apply this sloppy now. You got to be neat with it.
Yeah. Night Claire. But you can apply it neat, but you always want to do a patch test just to make sure that you don't have any issues with it, because some people can have a skin irritation to it. So I always tell people when you're trying a new oil, go ahead and do a patch test on it to make sure that you're not going to have a reaction. Okay, as far as warnings and contraindications go, do not use while you're pregnant, at least in the beginning.
Oh, you should have told me.
You don't want to use this. If you're pregnant, you don't want to use this until you're actually in the hospital ready to start transitioning. It's very good for that, but you don't want to do it before that because it can cause you to go into labor. So we don't want to use it before then.
Oh!
Also, there are some back and forth.
Pay me attention no more.
There's some back and forth study about lactation, if this is something that can affect lactation or if it can actually help it. So I would say err on the side of caution until there's a little bit more research done to support one way or the other. I would probably stay away from using it while you're breastfeeding.
I wonder if
Who wrote the book of love? Yes, Stacy, I do.
If we was to send Mama some with her milking goats to see
to try improving lactation?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
Mama, would that be something you would be interested in?
But I think she already has pretty decent producing goats. I don't know. You don't want to stress them out.
It's for science.
Right, but you don't want to stress them out.
It's not stressing them out. It's for science.
Okay, so one thing I did find is that in high or prolonged doses,
it's for science. Basil
can be considered to have. Okay, so in my lactation groups, the ladies swear by it. So there's the thing. I mean, I didn't get into oils till long after that was shut down. So I never had heard about it being used. So that's...
They still probably have lactation groups.
No, I'm saying I haven't been in one. This is shut down. This is done.
Oh. Okay.
So... I know, right? So...
And this is where I turn red.
So... Okay.
Yep, I'm an idiot.
Now, in high or prolonged doses, basil can actually be considered to have narcotic effects. She already has basil, so if she wants to try it, she will. Okay. Part of a blend with the roller bar after feedings to boost supply. Okay, cool. Very cool. Let's see. It can have narcotic effects, and can be toxic. So you don't want to overdo this one. When used internally, it's possible to irritate the digestive lining. So if you have gastritis or ulcers, you want to be very careful with this. You want to heavily dilute it. Crohn's or IBS, even the aroma can trigger an outbreak. So you want to be very careful with this. What? Irritable bowel. What? No, you're fine. You don't have irritable bowel. Seriously? You don't have gastritis either.
What the hell?
It's different. Totally different.
Yeah, you tell people.
Okay. No, I don't. It's different. Okay. So, what is it and how is it processed? Okay, so...
It's an herb.
Right. It's an herb. It's an annual.
Annual.
Plant.
Yep.
In the mint family.
Yep.
Actually native to India.
I concur.
Grows 12 to 51 inches tall. Anywhere from a foot all the way up to a little over 4 feet tall. With light green silky leaves that can be anywhere from 1 to 4 inches long. Produces small white flowers.
Yep.
It's very sensitive to cold weather.
Yes.
Grows best in dry and hot conditions.
Yes.
Yes, we have no problem growing basil. It can be propagated from cuttings,
Yes.
just like a mint.
Which is very fun to do, by the way.
Yes, very cool. Okay, and so here's the part that's very interesting. When the flowers are produced, the essential oil production goes down. So producers, in order to prevent this from happening, they will actually pluck the flowers off of the plant so that it doesn't continue to basically bolt, so that because what happens is it makes the stems woody, and they don't want that, because once the stems go woody, it drops the production of what oil you can get. And go ahead.
Stacy, send us an email and we'll get in touch with you, because there's a lot of things that we can do to help you with that.
Right. There's a lot of things for hypoglycemic, hyperglycemics, all different types of things. Okay, so also basil is one of those that is a companion plant, correct?
Yes.
It has been known to help keep pests away from tomatoes.
Yes.
And also, I have heard that it actually will enhance the flavor of tomatoes as well.
Yes.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken, it will repel aphids.
Okay. So, anybody who has any questions, all you need to do is email that email that Susan just put up, bigbearfarmsoils@hotmail.com. If you'll email me there with any questions that you have, as long as it's not like a big, long, drawn-out thing, I can usually get back to you within the day. If you have more than one issue, if it's like 4 or 5 different issues going on, it may take me a couple of days to get to you. But if it's just a one symptom thing, I can usually get back to you pretty quickly. Okay. Now, history. There is a lot of history with basil. Traditionally, it's been used in Asian and Indian medicine practices. It was in Asia, it's actually considered a sacred plant.
Yes.
And basil is associated, and I didn't know this, but basil is associated with death a lot. Like throughout history, basil and death are like hand in hand.
Because back in the day, they used to, before a lot of the embalming stuff, they used to put basil You're fixing to say that, huh?
No, go ahead. I want to hear you say it. That's pretty
they
cool
used to
that
put
you know this.
basil in the coffins and stuff around the dead bodies to mask the smell of
even
the
as far back as Egyptians. The Egyptians used to take the leaves and scatter it all over for the smell and to repel bugs, because this actually has insect repellent qualities. And the other part of that was because they believed that basil actually opened the gates
to the afterlife.
Yes, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
And in India, they used to place the leaves in the hands of the dead when they would bury them. What?
We planted lettuce with our tomatoes last year, right close to the pigs. It was the BLT section. That is awesome.
That is really funny. But with Indians, they would bury their dead with basil leaves in their hand, and that was also because it ensured that they would have a safe journey into the next world. Now, 16th century, they used it for treating migraines and chest infections. There's even some talk. It has history with Greek Orthodox Church. It was said that basil was actually found growing on Christ's cross by an Empress Helena. I don't know how true that is. I wasn't able to really cross-check that one, but that's something that would be interesting to look that up and see how much truth there is to that. Italian women wore basil to attract possible suitors, and I think that was probably more to mask body odor and things of that nature, because you will find if you have this oil, you barely open the bottle and it permeates the room. If you don't like the smell of basil, don't get this, because it's like spearmint. If you're like me and I don't like spearmint, most people think that's a very pleasing smell. It will make me nauseous, so I end up I bypass that. Essential Oils, Ancient Medicine. Is this a good book? Never heard of it. But I would be interested, because I mean, anything with ancient medicine in the title has got to be pretty decent. Because the thing that I find fascinating about when I'm looking up the history, that's why I bring it to you guys, is that a lot of times we find that in history they used all of this stuff. They may not have known the science behind why it worked, but it worked, and they continued to do it, and it was passed along generation to generation. And basically what ended up happening is, over time, we figure out the science behind that stuff that worked very well. So, Helena found the true cross, and she found the basil growing near where she found the cross. So there you go. That was what I had found, was something along those lines. So it has a lot of history with the Greek Orthodox Church. Let's see. All right. Also, they planted it at graves in Persia, Malaysia, Greece. Ancient Romans used it to relieve gas and as a diuretic. In Japan, it was used to treat the common cold. Under Jewish lore, basil gave strength to those that were fasting by holding it in their hand. In Haiti, it was said that this plant belonged to Urzuli, who was the pagan love goddess. In Mexico, they plant it to ward off evil spirits. And then, as I said before, the word Basilius is Greek, meaning king. So, a lot of different things. Oh, and also in 1st century, and then again in the 17th century, there was a lot of discussion back and forth that this was used a lot to help with scorpion bites and snake bites. So this was another one of those that they used for that.
Stacy, that's a good question, but I don't know if you can necessarily classify any single herb as the most healing herb. I think all the herbs have their different places.
Well, they all have different properties, and healing is not really the right word.
And a lot of them overlap.
Yes. And they support, and this is the thing, Stacey, I know you're kind of new to these shows, so I'll bring you kind of up to speed a little bit, is that these oils can react differently with different people's body chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
So we have some people in this room that lavender makes them hyper, or lavender doesn't do anything for them but smells good. We have other people in this room that they have lavender one drop and they pass out on the floor. If it has insect repelling qualities, can you dilute in another oil for topical bite prevention, or do you? No, you can. Okay, so you can do that. I have a couple of suggestions, but there is a blend that's already put together for you that I would recommend because it has a lot of the oils, including Arbor Vitae, which is very has a really neat story behind it. The way that they found that this oil worked so well is because they went to this tree that had fallen over and had been dead for a long time, and there were no bugs on it. And there's something wrong when you got a dead tree with absolutely no bug
no termites,
inhabitants, nothing on it. And so they found out that this tree actually, yes, there it is, Kitty. Is a repellent blend, and that is phenomenal. I will tell you, and you can even take that, and it is diluted a little bit already. But if you take it and put it in a bottle of water, in a little spray bottle, and spray that,
yeah,
I mean, it's great.
Look, I am a huge fan of Terra Shield. I was out bow hunting this last season, and Robin kept talking about the Terra Shield, Terra Shield, Terra Shield, Terra Shield. And I said, you know what? Fine. And I took it out there, and our bow season starts, and the mosquitoes are still thick as thieves out there. And so I put some on my exposed parts, and this is no exaggeration at all. But there was times standing up there in that deer stand that I had to blow the mosquitoes away because there would be a cloud of them, but they wouldn't come near me. They would stay out here.
It would create a barrier.
Yeah,
right?
But I couldn't, to the point where I was like, it's hard to even see. And I'd have to blow them away.
So Louette was saying they use basil leaves on ant bites, just crush up the leaf. You know what the girls do outside is plantain. We have plantain everywhere around here. And they'll take plantain and crush it up, chew it up real good like a poultice, and put it straight on a mosquito bite, ant bite, whatever. And that works really well too. Okay, so as far as property goes for this is definitely a heavy hitter. It's antibacterial, anti-infectious, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, antispasmodic, very powerful antispasmodic. Antiviral, it's a decongestant. And by decongestant, it's good for like your veins, arteries of your lungs. It's a diuretic, which means it cleans out your system, makes you urinate. It's a disinfectant, very good for urinary and your pulmonary systems. It's a stimulant for nerves and your adrenal cortex, so for all your adrenal glands and stuff, it works really well for that.
All right, hold on. Let me call a timeout. Stacy, you ask as many questions as you want. Just put them in caps so that way it's easier for us to see them.
Yeah, no, you never asked
because this is while we're here.
Yeah, that's why we do this.
You know, we're not doing this to hang out and to look pretty on camera, even though I do look pretty on camera. But please ask all of your questions. I'm a firm believer that there's only one
stupid
question in the world, and that's the one that goes unasked. So no matter how new you are or how
and the other thing
crazy
too,
you may think your question is, ask.
Some of these people have been here with us for the long haul, and if they've been paying attention, which I know most of them really have,
they'll be able to answer it for you.
They might be able to answer it before I can even get to it.
Yeah.
So ask away. We'll be more than happy to help you in any way we can. Okay. So where was I? Oh, anticatarrhal, which means winter's not in here, but the lung butter, get rid of the mucus. That's really good for that. Let's see. Antidepressant.
Everybody got jokes.
It's energizing, restorative, and regenerative. So that's all of the properties. I'm sure there are more that I missed, but we'll catch those as we go along. Now, body systems. We're going to talk about which body systems this works on. Pretty much just about everyone. As far as the brain goes, it helps increase blood flow in the brain. If you have mental fatigue, this helps with mental fatigue, sluggishness, that kind of thing. Works really good. It's good for Parkinson's support, seizures, strokes, autism, loss of short-term memory.
What?
Exactly. It's a stimulant for the nervous system and the adrenal cortex. It lowers symptoms of anxiety. It's a natural headache relief. Helps with Huntington's disease, hydrocephalus, narcolepsy, and panic attacks.
Basil does, Robin, for lungs?
Yes. Yes, Susan, it does. And I'm going to get to respiratory in a minute, and we'll talk a little bit more about respiratory. Because it is anticatarrhal. So you can look that up and see what all that entails. As far as your cardiovascular system goes, this is another heavy hitter system that this is in. Helps with anemia. And it helps with all the major things that go on with cardiovascular. So angina, which is chest pain.
Old Alabama gardener.
Poor,
How you doing, sir?
Poor circulation. Let's see. Poor circulation, fainting, hardening of the arteries, which is arteriosclerosis, heart muscle thickening, which is cardiomyopathy, irregular heartbeat, which is arrhythmia, and clogged arteries, which is atherosclerosis.
Okay. So
what is hydrocephalus? Hydrocephalus is water on the brain. It used to be called water on the brain, but it's actually fluid on the brain. So that's what hydrocephalus is. Yeah, I had to look that because I knew about a couple of different cephalases, so I knew it had to do with the brain, but I wasn't sure. When you see hydro, you obviously think of water, but it's actual fluid on the brain. It's excessive. Yeah, there you go. Excessive fluid on the brain. Okay. Let's see. Oh, and also phlebitis, which is the infection in the blood. And the reason for that is because it is antioxidant. So it gets rid of all the free radicals and stuff that's inside the blood. So this is good for that, for detox on any system. Okay, as far as the digestive system goes, obviously it's a flavor enhancer.
yeah.
It will definitely enhance flavor of just about anything.
Or like Flavor Flav used to say, yeah, boy.
But the thing is that and the reason for that, guys, is it's a diuretic. It's going to get rid of fluid. So it makes sense. All this stuff fits together. As far as the basil goes with flavor enhancing, it's like I said before with the oregano and with the thyme, you want to use a toothpick, a wooden toothpick. Put a little bit on a wooden toothpick and then stir. And you think that it's not going to be a lot, but my theory on this is, wouldn't you rather not put enough than put too much? Because there's nothing worse than going to eat. Like I don't normally put basil in my, put basil in my avocado dip, but I'll put the basil oil in my avocado dip. But again, I can only put a little bit because there was one time I put a whole drop in there and the whole dip tasted like basil. Okay, Cochetta says, I care for my father who has dementia. I wonder if there's any oils that'll help with that. Yes, email me and I will get back with you on that. There are a few that are support for dementia and Alzheimer's. Okay, back to the digestive system. This is good for abdominal cramps. It's good for appendix issues, bowel obstruction issues, inflammation, gallbladder, hiatal hernia, jaundice. Well, you used to have a hiatal hernia.
I still do. They never fixed it.
Jaundice, liver, pancreas, stomach cramps. And remember, it's antispasmodic, so it helps with like vomiting and nausea. You know, when you start to clench
Talking
up.
to the Raptors.
Yeah, you wanna, yeah, avocado dip. You know, I think I'm gonna do that on one of my kitchen time videos, because we were talking about what we were gonna do. Avocado dip would be really good for that. Okay. Now, within your digestive system, you also have your endocrine system. This is really good for adrenal support. It helps with adrenal fatigue. It helps to balance cortisol levels, mild depression. It also helps with blood sugar. It helps with hyperglycemia, which means that you have too much glucose. I'm actually hypoglycemia, so this one won't help me for that. Now, again, when I tell you, if you use an oil, if you use a particular oil, you want to make sure that you're not doubling up on what the oil is supposed to do, and if you have a medication that does the same thing. So if you're hyperglycemic and you take medication to bring your glucose level down, you don't want to take it and use the basil at the same time. So be very careful with that, that whenever you're using an oil that's supposed to do the same as a medication, you don't want to do them at the same time.
Can you put this in a carrier oil and rub in muscle cramps?
Susan, you're killing me. She's killing me. Because muscular is right there.
Oh.
Anyway,
She's
just excited. I know. Okay. All right. We'll get to that, Susan, in just a minute. Now, with your immune system, huge issue. It's antioxidant. So, there was a research study done where they showed that basil strongly inhibits drug-resisting strains of bacteria and various forms of fungi. So, Listeria, Salmonella.
I haven't seen you in a while.
A bunch of those. A bunch of different drug-resistant strains do not reproduce very well. It inhibits the growth of that, so that it can't keep reproducing and take over. Anise, fennel, and basil together work really well to kill off anything like that. Basil is obviously used to flavor food. But really, the reason why we now think of it as flavoring food, it was really used just like thyme to kill bacteria in food back before we could preserve it very well. So they used to they used to use basil to also help with food preservation, so that if something got exposed to the food, that they wouldn't have, you know.
I'm trying to think if Zach puts some basil in his salami and stuff.
I mean, it's possible. So, there was a report done in 2001 in the Journal of Food Protection that showed that that basil was effective in controlling growth and the survival of multiple dangerous microorganisms found in contaminated foods. So, Staphylococcus, E. coli. Now, here's a funny one. How many of you people out there?
I want to know what this Instant Pot is they're talking about.
It's like a
rocket stove?
It's like a pressure cooker, slow cooker on crack. It's like that you can cook stuff way quicker. Okay, would it be good for yeast infections and yeast overgrowth in the gut? Okay, here's where it gets interesting. Lactobacillus. Does anybody know what lactobacillus is?
Nobody knows
because this
what
is
that
hilarious.
is.
I started reading this and I came across this and I was like, what? What?
If anybody knows what that is, you just want a free sample.
Does anybody know what lactobacillus is without Googling it? Because I knew what this was. I was impressed with myself. Yes, it will. I mean, natural basil will help with that. Let's see. Set it, walk away. Yeah, that it's an electric pressure cooker. Yeah. Like, nope, milk bacteria, nope. Bacteria, yes, it is a type of bacteria. Everybody's guessing milk because of lacto. So yes, it is a bacteria, but I mean, you get that from, there you go. It's the bacteria in the intestines, correct. Now.
A Marine got it? Dude, did you Google that?
And there's Donna's the exact answer. What you culture in yogurt. So that's how I knew it. I started reading this and it says that it kills lactobacillus. And I was like, whoo, hold up. So if you do yogurt, you want to be very careful with this oil. You don't want to diffuse it while you're making yogurt because it will kill your culture. I thought that was fascinating. Like people who don't, who do fermentation, lactobacillus is what's in yogurt. And so, heck no.
Yeah, okay.
So
just send us your address and we'll get you a sample out.
So basically,
even though I think you cheated.
So basically, this oil will kill lactobacillus, the unfriendly version. But again, it's the same kind of bacteria that's in yogurt, so you want to make sure that if you're culturing yogurt, you don't want basil oil around. Okay, so this also helps with like chills that are associated with the flu, chronic cold or cough. It's very good for treatment of earaches. So if you have an earache, you can dilute a little bit of basil, put it on the tragus, and then back behind the ear. Don't ever put it inside your ear. But you can put it, like right around in here, and then back behind the ear, like back in here.
Why don't you put it in the ear?
Because you don't ever want to put oil down in your ear.
Oil in there and get the ringiness stuff.
No. Okay. Also, good for fever, mumps, rubella, rheumatic fever, Shigella, typhoid.
He says give it to Simply 7.
Huh?
Lost dude, Simply 7 gets theirs from us already. So, I mean...
Well, I mean, if they need basil, though, I mean, I haven't given them basil.
Oh, you haven't given them basil? Okay.
I still haven't sent them the frankincense. I need to do that, too. Was it frankincense? No, oregano.
It was frankincense, I think.
No, it was oregano. It was oregano. It was oregano. I am really bad. I keep forgetting to write this stuff down. Okay.
Slacker.
All right. So, that's the immune system. All right. As far as cellular health goes, again, it's antioxidant. It helps reduce inflammation. It's a diuretic, so it'll clean out the bladder, intestines, prostate, all of that.
That's why I gotta pee.
Cleans it all out. As far as your integumentary system, which is your hair, your skin, and your nails, as far as hair goes, it helps with greasy or oily hair. In order to strip that away, you can take just 2 drops, put it in your shampoo, or you can take the oil with a little bit of baking soda and apple cider vinegar, and that will also strip away the nastiness and put a little bit of shine back into your hair. As far as nails go, it's good for hangnail. And then for skin, it's good for cellular renewal, cuts and wounds, damaged skin, hernia incisions, radiation wounds, scabs, rashes, insect bites, acne, all of that. Yeah, kombucha is and that's, Alabama was saying that you can, because what you do with kombucha and with all fermented foods is you're adding back the good bacteria that's supposed to be in your body to create a good flora of good bacteria within your system to help get rid of all the yucky stuff. Okay.
What do you do for vertigo?
Look it up. I have to look that stuff up. I don't know right off the top of my head. There's so many.
I thought that's what you was talking about with the ear.
No, I mean, as far as vertigo goes, I'm sure there are several oils for vertigo. I know I have at least 5 or 6. Again, email me and I'll be able to help you out.
I'm sorry, I thought that's what you was just talking about.
No. Okay, so there's a section in my book that's really cool. It talks about addictions and little things like computer addictions, not just always the big gamut of, addiction. And what it says that basil is capable of doing is clearing negative thought patterns that block change. So the reason why we can't change a lot of times that negative thought pattern that goes along with, do I really want to change? Do I really want to do this? And so it helps to give mental energy to combat fatigue. It helps release toxins. So anything from adrenaline, alcohol, caffeine, low dopamine levels, anxiety, tobacco, food, or drugs, all of that different stuff. So as far as addiction goes, this is a good oil for, support with that, struggling with that. Okay, Susan, muscular system. This oil helps to increase circulation, so it naturally will help with muscle pain, tendons, cramping, Charlie horse, fatigued muscles, headaches, migraines, chronic inflammation that you may have in your muscles, neuralgia, which is muscle pain, numbness, sharp pain, spasms, tension and stiffness, weakness or loss of tone in the muscles, all of that. Let's see. Another thing that I read, because I get spasms real bad, and this is one thing I'm going to try, because I have all of this, is white fir, lemongrass, and basil, and you put that in with a carrier oil, and it's supposed to help with spasms, so I'll let you guys know how that works. It also says that you can do a warm bath with basil and lavender, and that helps, to help relax you and to also rejuvenate you at the same time.
Night, Tommy.
Good night, Tommy. As far as your nervous system goes, it stimulates, energizes, and restores your nervous system. It helps relieve tension. It's good for carpal tunnel, cloudy vision, nerve damage and degeneration. It's good for neuralgia, nervous tension, numbness, and restless leg syndrome. This is why we bought basil. I didn't buy it because I wanted to taste it. I bought it because of neuralgia. That's what we usually do. Thank you, Susan. Appreciate it. So that was the driving force behind why we got basil. Anything that would help with neuralgia, over time we started to add those to our arsenal to see which things. And it's nice to be able to take those and mix them around. And again, like for instance, ginger is very effective with his neuralgia, but basil is as well. Basil is also an antibacterial, and if we're sick and Jason's not, and is sore, then we can also use that as well, and use that instead of ginger because it might be a little bit more effective.
No, don't leave yet, Stacy.
Why?
Cause.
Okay. As far as women's health, this is a great oil for women. It's good for ovarian cysts, endometriosis, fibroids, cyclical migraines, anything having to do with menses. And as I said before, milk production and transition for labor. As far as respiratory system, this is good for bronchial inflammation. It is anticatarrhal, so it's going to help get rid of mucus, sinus infections, barking cough, persistent cough. I said earaches, sore throat, asthma, bronchitis, all of that. Skeletal, it's good for arthritis, bones that break easily, bunions, inflammation, joint pain. I said rheumatism already, rheumatoid arthritis, shin splints, knee cartilage issues, and also plantar fasciitis. It's good as far as your urinary tract and urinary system goes. Because it's a diuretic, it's really good for detox, kidney health, kidney and bladder pain. When you're urinating, it's also good for gout, and anything having to do with like UTIs and things like that. And then a few little random things, like we said, it's good for air freshener because it eliminates odors caused by bacteria and mold. You can also, and this is something I'm going to do, is you can put the oil in your laundry detergent if you make your own laundry detergent, or if you make your own dishwasher tabs, you can use this as well. So we'll be doing a video on that here pretty soon.
What about shattered bones?
Bones that break. That's me now. I think this is one of them, but Laura, let me get back to you on finding out. If you're talking about restorative, we'll look that up and see what we can figure out on that. And then I had said before, toothpaste and mouthwash. It helps to remove bacteria and odor in the mouth. It also protects teeth and gums from toothaches, ulcers, sores, blisters, that kind of thing. And then again, it's an insect repellent. It repels mosquitoes and prevents bug bites. So there you go.
Cool beans. Okay, Stacy, I want you to send us your mailing address.
Yes, one lost dude. I did say gout.
I'm gonna send you a sample of basil. You were very active in the chat. You know, you've been active in a lot of the chats here of late.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted my way of saying thank you. And
now, one thing I wanted to say real quick.
And we'll help you get on your journey to becoming healthy.
If I have not sent you a sample that you were supposed to get from previous shows, please send me an email and let me know what I can do to get that fixed. Robin, helichrysum, what is used for the essential oil? Flowers, roots. Oh, flowers, roots. Amanda got some seeds today and we're wondering if the plant is as useful as the oil. I want to say
Lost dude, send us an email. I'm gonna have Robin send you some stuff for
it's
that.
the flowers. It's steamed distilled with the flowers. Yeah, it's the flowers itself. But have you guys looked up what kind of growing conditions it needs? Because one thing I'm finding with a lot of these oils is that the growing conditions will affect the quality of whatever it is you're growing.
Go ahead and change this now. Yes, I am.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and that is one thing. Is like, you know, they may be effective, but like Suburban Hillbilly said, I would think, Diana, externally. I mean, I'm sure you could take it internally, but the thing is that externally you can use it more frequently. Internally, you got to be really careful. The oils are definitely highly concentrated, because one thing that you've got to remember, and see, that's what I knew that, Laura. I knew that it came from overseas. Is Virginia a good place to grow herbs? I mean, yeah, but, and are we talking mountainside or are we talking oceanside?
Good way to put that.
Let's see. Robin, so could you grind the flowers and put in a capsule? You know, Kitty, let's do some research on that and see what we can figure out.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, Yes, Charlotte, that's absolutely right. I totally forgot about that. Epileptics are not supposed to use this. You know what? Thank you so much for catching that because I did not write that down. I knew it, but I didn't write it down. Epileptics don't need to use this oil. Thank you, Charlotte. Appreciate that. Yeah, if you're epileptic, you want to be very careful and not use this oil. Now, there are quite a few oils that epileptics have to be really careful with. So, if you're wanting to use that, you got to be really careful. What oil is best Valium replacement? I would say, Woody, that as far as oils go, you've got things like vetiver, cedarwood, things like that. But as far as a true Valium replacement, I would recommend valerian root, which is basically the natural form of Valium. And it's very effective in helping you to sleep and also to help with anxiety. No mountains, no beach, right in the middle.
You could pretty much grow anything that you wanted in Central Virginia during your growing season.
Mm-hmm. But again, like with basil, it's no, Susan, I've got yours. Yours I have.
I'm just not letting her send yours, Susan.
No, I was supposed to go get the t-shirts and she left early on Friday, so
Nope. Every time I see her little stack of stuff that's supposed to go to the post office with her, I go through it and I take yours out, Susan.
let's see. Susan, yes, I know it can be potent.
We're still live.
I thought you guys would be off by now.
Let's see.
We are still live.
Kitty, it says use carefully. Yeah. You have to be very careful with helichrysum. I'll tell you guys, we'll do helichrysum, but I am only going to be able to give away one sample of helichrysum because it is extremely expensive.
Uber expensive.
It's extremely expensive, but I will give away a sample of helichrysum.
And we're going to do that live, no hints.
It is a regenerative. It is phenomenal. Extremely powerful oil. My son one time crashed into a barbed wire fence. Riding on a was he on a 4-wheeler or a dirt bike?
He was on a dirt bike.
He was on a dirt bike, and he gashed open his hands like to the point he really should have probably gone to the hospital. But we cleaned everything out, and all they would have done is either stitches or super glue.
They would have super glued it.
Yeah.
Just like I did.
So what we did is we went ahead and put the helichrysum on there, and I mean within like 2 days it was closed back up. It was crazy. So that's definitely one of those that if you're in any kind of a prepping mindset, this is one you want to get it and put it back in a corner and hope you never have to use it. Basically
And that's why you do your LRP.
Yep.
Those points,
yep.
Mama.
You add all those
Sherry.
points. You add up all those points and eventually you can get free stuff. So, and that's what I do. I do the same thing. Valerian works on the smooth muscles and can over-relax the heart muscle. Yeah, you do have to be careful with it. But can be very effective to help with anxiety and with insomnia. Spray for burns used instead of Neosporin. Yeah. See, we tend to use lavender and aloe vera. We just use aloe. Face first in a barbed wire fence. Youch.
I could say some stuff, dude, but I ain't gonna.
Yes, LRP. That's loyalty rewards points. Anyway. Anybody have any questions? It's 10 after 10. Uber free. Yep, there you go. Yep.
Okay, so everybody,
Yeah.
Well, Sheriff, if you were doing your LRP, you would have a bunch of points by now.
And Sherry, you can get with me and I'll show you how to do the LRP stuff. Even with those BOGOs, you could have set it up with an LRP to the point where you would have gotten the points for them too. So, but that's something we can talk about. So we can hook that up for you. Can it be used on a CPAP? Okay, there were a couple people that have used some of these oils in CPAP. So, I can't remember who. Ooh, I pulled the fatty tissue out from behind my right eye. Oh, yikes.
Yummy. Did you render it down?
Diffuser coming in. Yeah, you know, Sherry, I almost got that one. The one with the diffuser in it, because we really needed a diffuser. I know you sell the Terra, but have you derived your own oils? No. Well, I take that back.
We'll say, yes, we have.
Yes, we have. But I am more interested in buying full, unadulterated, pure oil than the stuff that we, that we could make on our own. We don't have the equipment to distill
Everything.
Everything, yeah. So.
Okay. So before we leave, does everybody understand the 5,000 sub giveaway?
Which is now
like 5,300.
No, we're at 55, aren't we?
No.
No, 50.
We're almost at 54, I think.
Oh, okay. I'm getting there. I don't know.
All right, Stacy.
Alrighty. I use lavender on the filter, not in the tank. Thought about doing something simple like mint. Yeah, I mean, you could do, but again, it won't be as potent as an essential oil. 5383, there you go. Oh, there's Jack.
Just show up when you want to, Jack.
Come in kind of late.
Just show up when you want to.
Alrighty.
All right. So, let me ask. Does Susan Sullivan understand the rules to the contest?
She figured out the email. Good job, Susan. Susan got the right email.
Okay. So, let me go over the rules one more time because there's a couple of no's coming in. All right. We started today. Instead of playing Where's Waldo, we're going to play Where's Ladessa. And Ladessa will show up periodically through this next week, the videos. What you need to do is write down, like, if you didn't look at today's product review, which I know a lot of you haven't because it was at like 60 stinking views, go back, watch it, the whole thing, help a brother out, let the ad play, come on now.
Go to the potty if you need to.
Not for real. And then write down where you see Ladessa.
Not Clary.
So write down product review, Ryobi reciprocating saw, Ladessa was at blah blah blah. Now tomorrow's, then you would write down predator control on the homestead.
Okay. So you did get your stuff, Donna. Good.
And then you write down where you see her. And you keep the list. And then Saturday morning, that video will go out at 7 o'clock in the morning. You'll have from 7:01 till 3 p.m. on Saturday.
And the reason we're doing it that early is because we have to collect all of the
correct answers.
Names, yeah.
Then email us your guesses of where she was.
Okay, and it's not if she's in a thumbnail. It's not in the thumbnail.
Yeah, no, the thumbnails don't count. It's in the video.
Thank you, Mama. Good night.
And then we'll put everybody's name that got them right in this old bush hat right here.
Ladessa is our youngest. If you look at the product review, she is the thumbnail in the product review.
And whoever we pull out of the hat is going to win the 2 tickets to the convention
in October
in Virginia.
Yeah, she's the thumbnail for the product review, but that is not.
That doesn't count.
That's
She's
not
in
the
that
one.
video.
She's in that video somewhere else. And yeah.
So there we go.
Okay. Wrote that earlier. See, I thought so, but it's okay.
And don't send us an email every day because you will be disqualified, even if you get it right.
Well, it's not just that. It's not necessarily that you would be disqualified. We'll miss it. I promise you. We get enough emails in a day that we will miss it. We will not be able to keep up with 6 individual emails. It just won't. It won't work. So even disqualified is not even the right word. You just won't get seen. So if you want to win, you got to send them all in at one time.
Yes, Perceiving a Life. We are going to the conference in October. I will be teaching trapping.
I'll be working a booth.
In that one, I'll be doing.
Yes, 1 sighting per video, but it won't be. It cannot be the thumbnail. It's not the thumbnail.
Yeah, and yes, by 3 p.m. Eastern time.
Yes.
So when you send us an email, it should have Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays. It should have 6 guesses in it. One for each day.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I know it seems like a lot of work, but I wanted to have you guys write an essay about which Big Bear video you like the best, and Mom said no, we were doing this. So.
That's because that becomes subjective. Right. I don't want subjective. I want pure randomness. Are you going to trick people and put Carol in the background too? Probably. Yes, when I watch a video, I write them down and then go back and list them all at one time. Good job, Susan! We're so proud of you.
Now, look, and I just want you guys to know that these tickets, I think they're selling them at what, $100 a pop?
I don't know, they're pretty expensive. So this isn't like some little bitty gift. This is a pretty big deal. So, okay.
All right, well, that's it for us. Don't forget to come in and catch us on Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time for In the Garden with Big Bear, and I'm going to be talking about seed starting.
Lost Dude said, do we have to get all 6, or is it 1 entry per correct answer?
No, you got to get all 6, homie.
Got to get them all right.
This is a $200 prize we're giving away.
Yeah. Is that in Virginia? Yes.
Yes.
Well, I have no stress. I can't go. Yeah. Where's Waldo? Exactly. It's a Where's Waldo, but it's Where's Ladessa.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, y'all. It's time for Mama to go to bed. I'm exhausted.
So, there we have it. The rules to the contest. What the contest is for. And see y'all Wednesday for In the Garden with the Big Bear. We're going to be talking about seed starting, different ways to start seeds, and about spreading it out when you do. And so...
I'm sorry, Mama Cat. We feel your pain on that one. So, she said her internet was horrible. So...
That stinks.
And Destiny, were you in here the whole time and we didn't know it?
Mm-hmm.
Little stalker.
Stalker.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good night.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Cheeks. Oh, am I supposed to wave?
Mm-hmm.